The World Food Prize keeps the conversation alive around the importance of food security and science and innovation to resolve and to get the world to food security. I think Dialogue Next takes the conversation that we have every year in Iowa with the Borlaug Dialogues now beyond just Iowa. Already in Iowa, it's international conversations, it's global conversations. But what we did by bringing the conversation to the grassroots is actually changing that dialogue by injecting reflections before we all meet. So when we meet in Iowa, it's going to be about showing what we did rather than saying what we could do. And so today here in India, in Delhi, with Dialogue Next India, we have done the next stop in Borlaug Strip. He went to Mexico. We had the first dialogue there. Then we came here to Delhi, second dialogue. And what is important, it's farmers injecting in the conversation their ideas, it's decision makers, it's scientists, and we will wrap that all up into a very, very clear call for action that will go to the Iowa version. My takeaway from Dialogue Next, and especially this one, is how farmers in India and in the region in South Asia are extremely innovative and are responding to the challenges of climate change, floods, but also the needs to give better nutrition. So they are already working, they are already figuring it out. And we as scientists, the community, but also the decision makers, we need to support them with an enabling environment, but also with equipping them with the newest innovation. Now, when you move into that systems thinking that is required to achieve resilience and nutrition, decision making also becomes more knowledge intensive. So my next big learning is that we need to make sure that there is knowledge decision support systems that can actually help us all make better decisions. The farmer, she in the field to decide how much fertilizer to apply, the decision maker who needs to design a new policy, or the private sector investor who needs to decide where to put the resources. So those decision support tools are going to be more and more important to turn data into information in decision making, and decision making into the capability of the decision maker to actually take the decision, apply the decision, and execute. Because the Borlaug Dialogue in Iowa, that means all the creme de la creme of the research, of innovation, of decision making in food security is going to come all the way to Iowa, where agriculture is at the heart of the society, but also where we are remembering what Borlaug did, but especially we are reporting back to the general public what this community has achieved and what is keeping us awake as a community that still needs to be done in the future. Already, first and foremost, happy birthday for 40 years to the World Food Prize. And of course, what's coming next? I think we're going to have similar conversations or similar dialogues, but with very different words and very different content. The future is a future that is bright if we can cast it from now into that better, more circular, more systemic, more resilient future picture that we need to paint. I actually think that 40th anniversary is a perfect moment to say, what's the world going to look like in 40 years from now? How do we want it to look like? And then make a good plan to get there. So for me, 40 years from now, it is a world where nobody goes to bed hungry. It is a world where circularity means that we can operate within the boundaries of this planet, where natural resources are recycled, and where, of course, our energy, food, and water question is all working together to sustain a society that is thriving, a society that is respectful to nature, a society that is growing in its kindness to each other.